This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of October 3rd, 2022. October is a milestone month. If you have been impatient wondering when fill in the blank is finally going to happen, well, wait and see. As for this week specifically, we come into it with Mercury still hovering in its direct station, only slowly beginning to move forward after having been retrograde since September 9. So the information flow may still be somewhat manageable compared to how frenzied things are going to get later in the month. Still, this week, Mercury has one extremely important task, one extremely important meeting with Pluto in Capricorn, exact on the 6th, and going deeper and deeper and deeper than normal because Pluto is moving into its direct station and will actually technically station direct on October 8. So all week long, we will have the sensation of major, monumental secrets coming up effortlessly, like the floodgates opening, understanding probably things that have been going on in the background. A Mercury-Pluto trine does embolden us to just go ahead and talk about things that under other circumstances might scare us, making this a particularly suited week for hard conversations or confrontations or addressing something that normally you keep in the closet. It's also particularly suited to stripping your thinking down and getting a lot of focus and understanding what is really important to you and letting the other stuff just fall. If you're in therapy, this is a breakthrough week, and the breakthrough may start with feeling crazier or more out of control than normal, which then leads you to understanding and sending the demons off into the sunlight. But before then, as this is building, we have one of the big events of the year, another round of the old clashing with the new, structure and change, old ways and innovation, Saturn and Uranus coming very close to a square. On October 4, the square is a challenging relationship that's demanding action in both directions, and these two planets have been traveling roughly in that relationship since the beginning of 2021. They squared off exactly 3 times in 2021, and this year, on October 4, they come as close as they're going to get, exactly square by degree, but not by minute. Meaning that you could probably slip a piece of imaginary paper between them. It's that close. This is a stress testing aspect. This is demanding that new ideas step into some kind of workable form. It's demanding that old forms, structures, norms, conventions, I don't know, maybe even the government, communities, circles of friends take on more freed up forms. One effect of this ongoing square has been big changes in people's groups of friends, and a number of people discovering that treasured allies for years who you assumed would be with you forever are heading down different roads. Not because of a blow up between the two of you, but life taking you in radically different directions. There may be some more of that this week. And in a fun way of looking at it, what this makes me think of is a weird little street delight that used to exist in Austin, Texas, in front of a pizza place called Conan's Pizza on the drag across from the University of Texas. There was a very tall sign with a huge metal pylon advertising Lone Star beer. And it was a rite of passage to learn about the unexpected properties of this sign. And the way it would happen is someone would lead you there, tell you to stand with your back to it, bend your knee, and of course they would not tell you what's about to happen, and then have you kick the sign, and there'd be this delightful going all the way up, and then of course the impulse was, oh, I got to find somebody else to do this to. That's an inspirational image for this somehow. Not tearing down a structure, but kicking it and finding some new way to get something out of it. Because I guarantee you, whoever constructed that sign did not intend that people would be coming up to it and kicking it with their backs to it just to hear the noise that went up the metal. Look for your own new way to interact with and to experience whatever is stable in your life. Then notice what's being dredged up from the deep as Mercury has its little contact with Pluto, and Pluto goes deeper and deeper and deeper and pulls stuff up that you thought, oh God, I didn't realize that was still there. And then we come into the final event of the week, the Aries full moon on the 9th. The full moon is conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. This could bring status reports on how independent you are, how much of a free agent you are, how much you are acting outside of considerations for the existence of other people or not. Always an issue with the Aries-Libra polarity. The moon is actually making a contact with both Saturn and Uranus in this. Whatever is being stress tested in your life, whatever the old versus new clash is in your life, will play a role in the full moon dramas that come with the Aries full moon. This moon is comfortable with the way things are. It's in a nice flow with Saturn, and it's a little edgy about doing things differently. But by the same token, it's being pushed to do things differently. Should be a very interesting weekend and quite different than the one before. Homing thought of the week, show me the truth. Song of the week, a real oldie, Father and Son by Cat Stevens. And the image of the week is a human cannonball. You'll learn more about this in my forecast for the Aries full moon, which will be up at my site by October 4th or 5th at empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern. And this week, as part of the gearing up of the Halloween season, I'm talking to the authors of A Haunted History of Invisible Women, True Stories of America's Ghosts. I also host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited and the group, the Astro-Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I'm on Instagram at @KEBiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian Channel. Talk to you next week.